Hey there, welcome back once again. It's time for the Golden Age of DC Comics 365 days, where I am going to go through an old beloved hardcover coffee table book given to me about 2 decades ago by one of my best friends. It's a coffee table book. What goes great with the coffee table? Great coffee and great conversation. So pull up a chair, grab a cuppa. We're going to talk about comic books for a few minutes, and we're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. We are. Yum. This is Tanzanian peaberry. Awesome. I love good coffee, and I love good comic book conversation. And this book is The Golden Age of DC Comics, 365 Days, off of Abrhams Press, 2004. Curated and written by Les Daniels, Chip Kidd, and Geoff Spear. The link is in the description. I believe the last time I clicked that link, it's going for about $7.50, brand new hardcover. Great coffee table book. It makes great It makes great conversation. It really does. And we're a living proof. If you're tuned in and have been tuning in, you might love comic books as much as I do. And this is a good thing. And I hope you're having an awesome day. How are you doing today? You know, you can leave the world's troubles behind just for a few minutes by cracking open a comic book. It should have the power to transport you and spirit you away into a different world, leaving this world's troubles and worries behind, if just for a few moments. And that's called escapism, and we need that in our lives. So thank you so very much for tuning in. It's May the 22nd, and this is, don't worry, no illustrated children were harmed during the production of this video. It's a really interesting, jarring. I would say this is pretty jarring, but where it's like it's benign, and then we're gonna read the blurb. This is art by Mac Rayboy. This is from Master Comics number 25, April of 1942. So that makes this a Fawcett comic, and this is coming out of a Captain Marvel Jr. story. Master Comics, and you see a gun, which appears to be a .45 caliber automatic, not a revolver. See, the policemen use revolvers, and gangsters used these .45s with the magazine clip. It was just one of those slight things in fiction or gangster movies or cops and robbers movies of the early 20th century. And we see two panels with clean gutters. And we're going to read the blurb. And then we're going to talk about comic books for a couple of minutes. A simple lesson in comic books, cause and effect, as bullet meets balloon and crack turns to pop. Theorist Scott McCloud has suggested that narrative in comics is driven forward when the reader is induced to imagine what happens in the white space between panels. Or perhaps the artist was following the example of old Hollywood, where censors discouraged directors from showing a gun's blast and its human target in the same frame. In any case, the kid is left weeping. Wah! What more balloon? Meanwhile, Captain Marvel Jr. is lost in thought. Quote, is there anybody mean enough to shoot a kid's balloon for fun? Or is some really terrible plot behind this? Unquote. Yeah, and we're going to just look at the panels once again. It's a sequential art. This is two pieces of pop art in sequence telling a story, and we read this culturally. We've been alerted to read this left to right, and also know that in Asia, in Japan specifically, in manga, they read right to left. So the panel progression would be in the opposite manner, and so you need to know that when reading a manga. Viz is usually pretty awesome about alerting the reader to the style switch. But yeah, this brings up Scott McCloud and a really interesting book called Understanding Comics. Same best friend gave me this book as well. I'm also thinking about maybe next year doing a series on this. Understanding Comics, The Invisible Art by Scott McCloud from the reader's perspective. Any noob out there watching, this is worth the investment. This is a graphic novel told by an artist, and it's the story of comic books, and it has history, and it explains comic books as a comic book, and it shows different styles and different different expressions from cartoon to photorealistic. I've learned so many necessary things. I have the vocabulary to have conversations about comic books because Scott McCloud has informed me. Yeah, in the parlance of the terms. You know what I mean? This is an educating moment in comic books. How to actually read comics and how to and this is just sequential art. It's simple. These are simple stories told. Putting it all together. This is a great book, and please, this is Paradox Press. It was $20 back in the day, probably 20 years ago. It's probably about the same price about now. You should go look it up. This is entertaining. It's fun, but it's all information. And if you're a comic book fan and you have not yet read Understanding Comics by Scott McCloud, stop, drop, giggle, get yourself a copy. It is yours. Grab it. The information, the vocabulary. This is great. And it was down in my long box. I went downstairs and got it from the long box, and just for this conversation, yeah. And it's like, this is important. This is a great comic book conversation waiting to happen, and I want to share it with you as well. So look forward to this is going to make great content and great conversation. So we're going to be talking more and more about Understanding Comics by Scott McCloud at a later date. You know what I mean? You gotta parse this thing out if you want to, make daily content, because you know what? We're gonna be talking about comic books every day for the rest of the year. It's the golden age of DC Comics, 365 days. A coffee table book. With good coffee. Great coffee. I need another sip. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Like and subscribe if you could be so kind. The golden age of DC Comics runs from 1938 until 1955. The Silver Age from 1956 until 1970. I'm a Bronze Age baby. From 1970 to 1985 is the Bronze Age. And the Copper Age begins in 1985. So let's get down to talking comic books every day. Join in the conversation, like and subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me your thoughts. Contribute to the conversation. You're part of this too. Thank you so much for tuning in. I make daily content, talk about comic books every day. I talk about cooking, and we talk about spirituality as well. So, I got a lot going on here if you'd like. So tune in. Thank you so very much. God bless you. Namaste. See you in the funny pages tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.